3 authored by Republicans, and 5 offered by Democrats. Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of House Resolution 2499, the Puerto Rico Democracy Act. I'd like to thank Speaker Pelosi, who's been an unrelenting champion of this important issue, and Leader Hoyer, whose strong support of this bill helped bring the legislation to the floor. I also want to recognize Resident Commissioner Pierluisi for sponsoring the bill, and Chairman Rahal for his leadership on this issue. This bill is based on the most fundamental democratic principle, the right of self-determination. Puerto Rico has been a U.S. territory for over 100 years, yet during that time, Congress has never bothered to determine whether Puerto Ricans are actually satisfied with the status quo. H.R. 2499 aims to fix that by offering fellow citizens this basic right. Puerto Ricans have been American citizens since 1917. During that time, they've contributed to our country's culture and economy, while also serving proudly in the armed forces to defend our nation. In fact, Puerto Rico has historically ranked alongside the top 5 states in per capita military service in defense of our nation. Yet in spite of the contributions Puerto Ricans have made to this country, they do not receive all the benefits that are due to them as American citizens. Their representative in Congress is a resident commissioner who works tirelessly to advance their interests, yet has limited voting rights instead of several congresspeople with full voting rights that Puerto Ricans deserve. While they pay many taxes, federal programs treat Puerto Rico less than equally when compared to the 50 states. As I mentioned before, while they have courageously served in the military, and in fact at a higher rate than many other states, they do not yet have the right to vote for the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief. It's imperative that Congress act to right these wrongs, which Puerto Ricans have had to live through for so long. The Puerto Rico Democracy Act would do that. If enacted, this bill would authorize a plebiscite process which would offer Puerto Ricans the chance to vote on the future of their island. The plebiscite would ask the unambiguous question, are you satisfied with the status quo? If a majority of Puerto Ricans vote yes, then the government of Puerto Rico would be authorized to hold regular plebiscites every 8 years to ensure that voters continue to have the opportunity to express themselves democratically over time. If a majority vote is against the status quo, if they decide that they are tired of their being treated as second-class citizens, the plebiscite will ask them to choose between non-territorial status options, independence, statehood, and free association. This plebiscite represents the straightforward expression of self-determination and direct democracy and would allow Puerto Ricans to finally express their wishes to Congress, and I, for one, will support the expressed wishes of the Puerto Rican people as a member of Congress representing Colorado. Like any important piece of legislation, this bill has some critics. You'll hear from them today. Opponents have claimed that the bill favors statehood, and they take issue with how the plebiscite has been constructed. But it's not only fair, but imperative that voters, our fellow Americans, be given the opportunity to express whether or not they approve of their current status quo that is disenfranchising Puerto Ricans. I urge and encourage my colleagues to support the rule, and I reserve the balance of my time.